A story that I worked on in the last several months that I really enjoyed was one that I did with my coworker, Jack Kelly. And the headline was, "Wisconsin Republicans Race to Reinvent State's Election System Again." So not unlike a lot of other states, Wisconsin has seen a lot of relitigation of the 2020 presidential election, although the fight in Wisconsin has extended far beyond that of some other states. And it's also resulted in a lot of discussions about potential policy changes for future elections. One of the things in particular that's come up is reconsidering how elections are actually administered in Wisconsin. And it turns out that this process has changed several times over the last 50 years or so. My coworker Jack Kelly and I were hoping to sort of provide some context of how we got to where we are and what these discussions could mean going forward for election administration. So it was a really cool opportunity for the two of us to work together, because Jack is a little bit newer to the Cap Times and to the politics beat here, where I've actually been doing this since about 2014, 2015. And so I had covered one of the last rounds of this exact debate of how elections are run in Wisconsin and who oversees that. And so I was able to bring some of my historical perspective to that discussion, where Jack has been following the newer developments a lot more closely, and it was a really cool opportunity for us to bring sort of the fresher new perspective and some of my historical context together to try to explain to people in a more understandable way than maybe we normally do how elections are run, what role the legislature plays in that, what role the governor plays in that, and how those policies could change going forward and how that would affect people's votes in the future. So what I really enjoyed was digging back into that history of how each of these changes were made over the last 50 years or so, what went behind them, whether there was bipartisan support for them, or whether they were maybe more politically driven, and how we got to where we are today.